3 teenagers admit they killed this baseball star for the thrill of it. So where are civil rights leaders in the White House on this? Let's talk to Fox News contributor and author of Backlash, Deneen Borelli. Deneen, good morning to you.
Good morning, Steve.
A lot, despite the fact that the White House says they haven't even heard about this, we've all heard about it. And there's a lot of outrage because when you look at what happened, for instance, the last big case down in Florida with Trayvon Martin, you saw Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, our president, comment on this. This horrific thing that happened down in Oklahoma on Friday, nary a word, barely.
Nothing. Yeah, my heart goes out to the family of this young man. But this is absolute moral selective outrage. And when you look at the black liberal establishment, President Obama, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, leaders of the NAACP, their message is about victimization. And this incident, as tragic as it is, this incident does not fit into their narrative. So they're going to try to ignore it, pretend it didn't happen. They also try to ignore the black-on-black crime that happens because that highlights the failures of their big government policies in these communities.
So are you saying that unless it is helpful to them politically, to Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and the president,
yes,
it's not helpful to them politically, they're not going to talk about it?
Absolutely. Look at the Trayvon Martin case, for example, how that was a local issue that was made a national news headline on a daily basis. Look at the school bus speeding in Florida. No mention of that from these individuals, except Jesse Jackson. When there was an ambush interview on him on it, he happened to issue a press release just last night.
Right.
How many phone calls did that take to his office to get that?
Good point. I'm glad you brought that up. We talked about where were they yesterday, and then Jesse Jackson, first of all, put out this tweet that angered a lot of people. Praying for the family of Chris Lane. The senseless violence is frowned upon. Frowned upon? And the justice system will prevail. You're right. Then he wound up putting out a statement later that said this, because frowned upon, simply not enough. Yeah. The recent incidents of violence in America calls each of us to collectively resist all forms of violence in our society, in particular black-on-black violence that disproportionately affects every facet of black life in America. We must learn to live together in peace, and it goes on.
But imagine if this was flipped around. 3 white kids shot a black person in the back. Imagine if this was flipped around.
Right, absolutely.
They would be in the streets already in Oklahoma, marching and protesting.
In this particular case, it was 2 black teenagers and 1 white kid shot this 22-year-old white kid from Australia. Is this racial?
Well, some of the tweets that were, or something on social media from one of the guys, one of the black individuals, had some hate tweets, some racist tweets before and after this event. So this does indicate that this was a racial incident.
Man. All right. Deneen Borelli, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It is horrible. Thank you. What do you think about it? Email us, friends@foxnews.com.